If he wants something and he keeps talking about it over and over, he usually gets it. That's the pattern I watch for. In October, he brought it up again, but now the amount increased. He said $1,000 to $2,000. Then in November, he got more specific. He said definitively $2,000, and he wanted it done in 2025. Now we're hearing from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and here's what he said. Congress would have to approve any payment. Any payment would need legislation. But
put in the comment down below, do you think Trump gonna get his way?
Then he added, and this is important, the checks could go out. So the Treasury Secretary is confirming, yes, this is real. Yes, they're working on it. But it has to pass Congress first. Here's the question everyone's asking. Will seniors on Social Security get this? Will people on disability get this? The answer is yes. President Trump specifically said, low and middle income, moderate income people. When they distributed stimulus checks during COVID, and the Treasury Secretary referenced this directly, those checks went to everyone who qualified, including seniors on Social Security, people on SSI, people on SSDI, veterans receiving VA benefits, everyone. They sent $1,200 per adult and $500 per child in the first round back in April 2020. So if the president says everyone, and they're comparing this to the COVID stimulus, then yes, seniors, people on disability, veterans, unemployed individuals, working families, if you meet the income requirements, you're eligible. The income thresholds haven't been officially announced yet, but based on previous stimulus payments, we'd expect something like full payment for single adults earning under $75,000 and married couples under $150,000. With phase-outs for higher earners. Now here's the part that could derail everything, and this is why I don't think we'll see these checks until mid-2026 at the earliest. There's a lawsuit pending before the Supreme Court about whether President Trump's tariffs are even legal. The justices heard oral arguments recently, and according to reports, most of them sounded skeptical about Trump's use of emergency
Okay, you heard it. Somebody always suing somebody.
Hours to impose these global tariffs. Here's why this matters. If the Supreme Court says the tariffs are illegal, then that tariff money has to be refunded. And if the money has to be refunded, there's no revenue to fund the stimulus checks. The Tax Foundation estimates that the tariffs being challenged account for 75% of the new tariff revenue. So we're talking about the bulk of the money. The Supreme Court will likely issue their decision sometime in the first quarter of 2026, probably around March. That's why I'm saying, don't expect checks before June 2026. President Trump changed his timeline from 2025 to 2026, and
Oh, okay, now he done changed it to 2026. I don't think we're gonna get it.
I think that was strategic. He's waiting to see what the Supreme Court decides. So let me be straight with you. Do I think this stimulus is going to happen? If President Trump keeps pushing for it and the Supreme Court doesn't strike down the tariffs, then yes. I think there's a real chance we'll see $2,000 checks sometime in 2026. But there are a lot of ifs in that sentence. Congress has to pass legislation, the Supreme Court has to rule in favor of the tariffs. And even then, there are political and economic debates that could slow things down. Wall Street investors and economists aren't counting on it. There's too much uncertainty. But here's what I want you to take away from this. This is not just talk. There's actual legislation being discussed. The Treasury Secretary is on record saying checks could go out. The president keeps bringing it up. So it's possible. It's just not guaranteed. Okay, I know waiting on a stimulus check that might not come for 6 months or might not come at all is frustrating.